Felipe Esparza, welcome to Check It Out. What's up,
Check
fool?
it out now. What's
It's
up?
like Check It Out. You see, like saying
check
Check It
it
Out. You know what I'm saying? By the way, you're holding the little cajita mágica from Cuba. I brought that from Cuba for my peeps. Try to open it up.
Did it open though?
It opens, bro. It's a stash box.
A stash
But
box?
for people can't open it if they don't know
This
the
is a
trick.
Cuban flag?
Yeah,
I was confused there, like
with the Puerto Rican flag.
but this is like this.
The Cuban, well, no, it's not, that's faded. Cuban flag is the blue bars and the red triangle. The Puerto Ricans have the inverse, the blue triangle and the red bars. But you know that Cubans are the best, right?
Yeah.
Good. Let me see that. Let me show you what's up. This is how you do it, bro. You gotta. I cut myself the last time, by the way. You gotta press both sides, and then you put your stash in there. There's still some residue from my last thing. Oh yeah, so you're on
I would have
tour.
never figured it
Go.
out.
You gotta press both sides.
Oh, like this.
Exactly. Don't cut yourself.
I guess.
Ha! I'm not even gonna do it.
Good stash
Poof.
box.
It is a good stash box. You're on tour right now.
Yes.
You're always touring.
I stay on tour. I think being on the road is part of my job now.
But you were always on the streets. Now you're on the road.
Yes.
Is that the story of your life?
Yeah, because I used to perform like a lot of shows, and locally, like I would do like 3 shows a night, like one in Lakewood, one in Downey, and then one in Lancaster, all in one night.
But what I meant by you were always on the streets, I'm talking about, like, you know, your hood life. The Boyle Heights days before Father Boyle, who is unrelated to the naming of Boyle Heights, discovered you. Before we get into that, I go all over the place. I have not mastered the flow yet of this podcast, so we're going to jump around a million ways because I'm curious.
Check it out.
Exactly.
Check it out.
You're going to Miami? Are you
Yeah, going to Miami. This have you been watching it on YouTube?
Actually, you're going to have gone to Miami by the time they play this, so this is going to be really cool because they're going to find out what happened. But I'm from Miami. It's a hard place. You've done comedy there. It's kind of hard to do comedy in Miami, right?
No, not for me.
Not for you. They opened up the Miami Improv again?
But the old Miami Improv, I heard that some comedians that they suck, they will get booed off stage.
Yeah.
And that
Angela Johnson was saying that happened to her, but then that's where she discovered she had to, like, not be so hot, and she put a ponytail, put on
Really?
a hoodie, and, you know, because, bro, Miami people, they're, you know, Caribbeans, they have that black blood in them. You know, we have...
I had good luck, man, like at that club. Like, I had sex inside the green room inside of that comedy club.
That's very Miami.
While Gabriel Iglesias was performing on stage.
Bro, how did you and Gabriel get together? Because I don't see him, like, you know, smoking doobers or
Well, we never did those things in the beginning, you know. We were all just like young comics, you know. Like when I started stand-up comedy, I wasn't smoking weed, I wasn't drinking.
Really? When did you start stand-up? How old were you?
I started stand-up comedy when I've been doing it now for like 25 years, 23 years, but successfully for 8. So I can say I've been doing it for 8.
But when was the first time you smoked pot?
It was at my friend's Christmas party.
How old were you?
I was 19.
Really? That late?
Yeah.
Because the first time I smoked pot was 13, 14. I would imagine that you
Yeah,
would
but there
have
was
been
more
around that time.
alcohol around than drugs when I was growing up. Because we used to go to a lot of parties every weekend.
Right.
Like a lot of parties, like conjuntos, bro, did weddings. Like we would go there at 8 and they start cooking, man. Like I'm talking about feast, bro. Like there's like this big homemade grill. This ain't no Bobby Flay bullshit, bro, where
Right.
you gotta get a hot burning stove. That, bro. You put the meat on the ground. But nah, somebody made like this big old kettle and they filled it up with oil and then they killed a pig, 2 pigs, I guess, and we cooked chicharrones, bro, like all day. We started out with chicharrones. You know, I guess they cut up the chicharron, so they put all the fat in first.
Yeah.
So we ate all the fat first, you know, in taquitos. Then by the evening, there was actually meat. We started eating more meat, and then they made pozole later on in the morning the next day. But
You ate good in the hood.
fools were. This is my uncle's house in on Trinity. Shout out to Wally Liquor Store over there by the Olympic Auditorium. So they lived. So the people were always drinking. So every once in a while, my brother and I will steal a beer and take it to a tree and drink it all. We were like 10 or 11, 12.
So really early with the alcohol, but kind of late on the herb.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with dealing drugs?
I grew up in the housing projects, right there at Boyle Heights, and we were all into breakdancing. Like,
You were the popper and locker because I don't see you getting on the ground.
no man, I used to go to. I was inside of. I was more like I saw a need for white gloves,
Right.
and nobody had them. So I went to Sears and I shoplifted like 30 pairs of white gloves. Went back to the project and sold them, bro, for $2 each.
You never used them.
$2 each, but made $60.
Wow.
They were there breakdancing, bro, for free. I got $60 in my pocket, dog.
Wait a minute. You realized that the break dancers needed white gloves. Not that you were going to wear the white gloves and dance yourself. Did you ever break dance yourself? You didn't even do it?
Hell no, I sucked. I'm fat. I was afraid to break my neck.
But was that the beginning of you realizing I can be a dealer on the streets? First just white gloves and then I'll move on to something else?
No,
whether it's-
my friends, we're all like a bunch of young kids, and we used to go to Venice Beach a lot to go break dance.
Right.
And I would always steal like tile or grab a cardboard from somebody I would see somebody recycling. You know, people who recycle cardboard.
Yeah.
So I would while they're over there picking up stuff, I would go break into their truck and take a good little piece of cardboard for my friends to break dance. Then we'll go to Venice Beach and we eat McDonald's all day long, and those are fun times, man. I used to love eating chicken McNuggets at Venice Beach. When I was at Venice Beach, when I was 12, it was like being in the Bahamas, bro. Like 12 years old, bro. Man, 12 years old at Venice Beach. I remember laying in the beach, and these two girls next to me, they just took the top off. And I was like, from there on, bro, I'm always going to go to Venice Beach.
Wait, but you're going to Miami. Have you been to Miami Beach? It's
Yeah.
very European. I grew up
know.
around that. Like, so I
I got to
when
wear
you
a
go to the
T-shirt on
yeah,
the beach,
yeah.
that beach. The beaches in Miami, man, everybody's so good looking, man. Even the his job, the person is good looking.
I know.
Like, the girl could be picking up poop all day,
Yeah.
and she's hot as hell.
No, everybody
Should be on Bang Bros.
Everybody thinks of the shit in Miami. The biggest eagle in the country is Miami, because the Cuban eagle. Have you ever been to Cuba?
Never been to Cuba. Man, when I was
Go try comedy in Cuba.
when I was in Miami, I was up there on Coconut Grove, right there by
the old Improv.
the old Improv. That burger place, I forgot the name of it.
Fuddruckers.
No,
What else do we have down there?
it looks like one of those old style burger places where you expect to see a sign that says "No blacks allowed."
Oh my god! But was it a franchise or just one place?
Johnny Rockets.
Johnny Rockets.
Yeah, Johnny Rockets.
Well, no, back in the day, the burger places, when the Cubans first showed up in the 60s, they would say no Cubans or dogs allowed.
That's what I understand. Like one time, Denny's, they said they're gonna throw back the restaurants right to old school, and I'm like, how are we really gonna go throw back Denny's? Because you have a bad record because your restaurant used to be called Sambo's.
Really?
Yeah,
What is Sambo's?
Sambo's used to be it used to be a black panther, and they used to be like a jungle little boy, and that was the name of the restaurant called Sambo's.
And that became Denny's?
They changed the name to Denny's.
But let me ask you something, because you obviously...
The only Sambo's that exists right now is the one in Santa Barbara. They never changed the name.
Oh, I gotta go see it.
Sambo, bro.
Bro,
Look it up.
Do they still have the same...
Yeah, look it up. It's a Black Panther.
Oh, my God.
There used to be a Sambo's in downtown LA, but now it's called Sam Hofbra.
Sambo's Santa Monica?
Yeah, Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
Just like Sambo's restaurant. Sambo's.
Sambo's, I see. All right. The original.
Now look at the picture.
I think it's a little bit more politically correct.
There it is, Sambo's Pancake House. The troubling history of Sambo's.
The troubling history of Sambo's, bro. All right, but let me ask you this. Speaking of like troubling history.
I go back to my friends and I. We start breakdancing, and a lot of the older gangs are like selling drugs all around us, but we don't notice it because we're so little. We're like 12, 13 years old, but everybody around us is dealing in drugs. We don't know. But it wasn't. But they're selling like a lot of like good weed. My neighborhood was known for good weed.
Did you call it creepy?
It was called Thailand.
Sensimia.
Thailand.
Pero it didn't have the seeds. That's what made
I
it.
don't even know. It was called Thailand because we had the best Thai steak in the whole city.
Right.
Like good Thai bud. But later on, then it became PCP.
Oof.
But then once crack came in '85, it changed everything. Some of my friends got hooked. Some of them started selling. And
Did you start selling?
No, it didn't. And that's when a lot of they started joining our hip hop group of break dancers. We became a gang now. It just became a gang. Like no more break dancing.
Did you guys have a name?
We were already robbing. They were already robbing people, and they were like, we were real tight with First Street Crips.
Right.
So they used to call us Baby Crips, even though we weren't. You know.
Crips is the blue.
The blue, yeah.
Because when you that helps in Venice because the V13s were blue too.
The who?
The V13s.
Yeah, but that's what because
Was that newer or was that
the Sureño and Norteño?
But the V13s, they're not associated with MS-13, right?
No, the 13 stands for their association to the Sureño.
Was it
13 the 13 letter of the alphabet? I think it's M, whatever.
Ah.
Yeah, Mexican.
The V13s, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And so, how'd you get out of gang life? Comedy?
No, I got into a crazy ass fight. It's funny because I never wanted to stop using.
Right.
It just became part of my life.
Using what? Crack, meth? What?
Everything, whatever there. Like we would go to a party and it's funny, man. We'd be at a party and they're all teenagers and adults. And literally, there's every type of drug there except heroin, for losers.
Mm-hmm.
But and everyone was just doing it.
And what was the big fight that got you out of drugs?
Remember those big ass? Remember those sippers?
Yeah.
From AM/PM.
Yeah.
Well, I walked into a Narco or an AM/PM liquor store, and I filled it up with those little those ghetto ass Bacardi drinks.
Just one
Remember
after
those club drinks?
Yeah.
Long Island iced tea, bro.
Oh.
I filled it up with ice and lemons, and I made my own jungle juice. I drank it all. Then when I got home, some guy started fighting with me and started choking me to death, and I bit half his ear off.
Bro, I heard that story before. This is before Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear off.
Yeah, he stole it from me.
Damn, dog. What were you on? Just the jungle juice or something else?
It's funny because I smoked PCP.
That'll do it for you.
At the movie theaters.
You know who else smoked PCP? Rodney. What was his name?
Rodney King.
Rodney King.
Everything that happened to Rodney King is, the way he got beat up, and I believe he didn't feel a thing.
He didn't feel a thing, huh?
Because this guy was already beating me up, like, I can't fight. I tried to cheap shot him, and I missed. I might have started the fight when I think about it now. And I missed. And then as soon as I missed, I turned around, and this guy's I guess he's a professional fighter because I guess only in the movies they wait for you to turn around and get ready to fight again.
Right. So
as soon as I turned around, there was no time. He already had punched me, and my nose started bleeding. Before I had a chance to check my nose, he already punched me in the eye 2 times.
Oh man!
Like this would have been a professional fight. The whole ring would have been filled with towels.
Wow!
To stop this fight.
And what? Your big ass got on top of him and bit his ear off, and that was the end.
No, man. He started strangling me. He started choking me to death like one of those UFC holds.
Right.
But back then it was just called a UFC Cholo hold.
Yeah.
And I saw his ear right there, and that's the only thing that'll work at this time.
Wow.
So I bit the ear off. Survival skills.
Did you spit it out? Was the piece that you bit off in your mouth separate from him?
No, I sucked the wax off first, then I spit it out.
Oh.
No, I just spit it out. I don't know. I don't remember, man. I must have spit it out. But it bled, it bled.
The endo reputation you had in Boyle Heights at this point, huh?
It bled, I must have bled a lot. And I guess he went into shock. I went into shock. I forgot what happened after that. But from what I heard is that they said that the fight continued, but I took my belt off, started whipping him,
Bro, after that, nobody messed with you.
and he went to the hospital, and I guess they were asking who did this to you, how many people jumped you, because he was a total mess.
And did he press charges?
No, he said, I don't. I'm not a rata, Holmes.
But didn't that scare you more?
Hell yeah, he said, I don't press charges. I'm gonna take care of the streets. What do you say? The streets will take care of it.
Oh my God. Well, how do you think he feels every time you pop up and his YouTube or on TV?
I don't know, man.
That's the guy that bit my ear.
I did a party. I did a show once, and I ran into a person that is related to that dude.
Oh my God.
And I found out that he's back in prison, I guess, doing live.
Bro, I'm sure that you biting his ear off had a lot to do with the path that he took from there on, bro.
When I met him, he had just came out of prison.
Okay, that makes
He
sense.
came in and he was an adult already. He was like 30.
I'm not trying to put his life journey on you, my friend. But you played a part. He played a part with you too, because after that, you're like, I don't want to be involved with this kind of stuff. I don't want to have to be biting ears off. You were vegetarian for a little while, right?
What?
You were a vegetarian for a little while, right? Or you're a vegetarian now?
No, I'm vegan now.
You're vegan now. No more ears. Wait, you talk without a censor in your head. So it feels that way. How do you feel about comedy today? I was talking with Angela Johnson about this. And she's not even necessarily known as a politically incorrect comic, but she talks about racial stuff.
I don't do racial stuff. I do stuff that makes you think about your own life.
Right.
Like I did a joke. I did a show at the Comedy Store, and I had to follow Anthony Jeselnik.
Right.
And I had to follow
He's
Natasha Leggero.
Ooh, those are two dark comics.
Natasha Leggero, like, people don't think she's funny, but
She's hilarious.
people don't know that like she there's this character, that she does, the way she talks, everything. Once you catch on, you start laughing because you realize, this is an act.
Right.
This is not a real person. But Anthony Jeselnik, he's funny because his jokes are very dark.
Right.
They come from a very dark place. And you laugh, but then you feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working on these two jokes, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try them on tonight, see if they work, because he's saying some pretty dark stuff.
Right.
So I'm gonna try it, and I did try it, and they worked. I'll say them right now. I said that out because I see that these comedians who are talking about relationships. I mean, I don't really talk about relationships. I would just tell you that one time my girlfriend walked in on me, and I was naked with another woman, and she just looked at both of us. She looked at me and she said, I can't believe it. And then she just walked away. And I was gonna go chase her, but I knew right there, what can you do? So I just looked over at the other girl, and we ended up having sex anyways. But she asked me, aren't you gonna wear a condom? And I said, for what? You see what just happened, stupid? My life is over.
That's good, but that makes sense.
Do you think I care about what I catch now? Who the f*** am I going to give it to you?
Yeah. That's amazing.
I hope I get something right now. I deserve it.
That's not that dark, though. I think that's pretty dead on. This is what I think about art.
But the thing is, this guy's dying, your producer?
Don't
say my name.
Well, he's a Scorpio, which explains a lot of the darkness. What's your sign?
Scorpio, what month is it, October?
October to November. That's the darkest sign, but they're really good in bed. I'm actually dating a Scorpio.
For real?
Yeah. They're
Dude,
dark.
I
They're
did
kinky
this
and fetish and all that shit.
I met a girl, another joke, we're a true story, but I'll talk about it in real life. I say that, you love someone, you gotta be with them forever, man. You gotta marry them, like 5 years, 7 years. I mean, what are you doing to this woman? You're dragging her on. Like, what you move in together, you're not married, then you break up. I mean, you think she's gonna expect you to come back and everything's gonna be the same? Nah, man, I'm gonna be there, bro. I'm gonna be answering the door wearing your pajamas.
Wait.
But you have to wear a condom, man.
No, you do. I actually I'm dating somebody new, and we went and we got STDs, bro. Like, it's funny, like they come out and they ask for you to give you your results, and the lady always has like a look on her face. Like I went to because I wanted it for free, so I go to the WeHo gay clinic, the LGBT clinic, because they do it for free. They're already giving me a face, like, hey, like this is for a certain community, but I'm here because it's free. The lady comes out to give me my results, and she has a look on her face, but she tells me, brings me to the back, HIV negative, this negative, this negative. Why'd you have a face? Open the window, and go, Umberto. Yeah, and then bro, let me go off, bro. Like, what is this? How the suspend? They sit me down? Like, what is that, bro?
That always trips me out, man. Like, because I went to the cheap one in Glendale Galleria, meeting a bunch of Armenians. Like, I didn't know they cheat, eh? And the world's over, eh? I thought they didn't look like men that would cheat, but there were a bunch of them with their wives, bro, holding hands. Waiting for the best results, negative.
Oh my God!
But there's a lot of girls there and guys there who are actually honest. Like, I got something. Let's go check with each other. Right. But I'm there with my friend, and we're the only one with no woman. And the guy I'm with, he ended up have nothing on him. Like, he was positive, no negative, like no diseases. You know what they told him? You just gotta start wearing bigger underwear. That was fluffy, bro.
Really?
Because we were wearing briefs.
And it was chafing.
Chafing, bro.
That happened to, that I went to plant when I didn't have insurance. I was manscaping and I nicked myself, right? Bro, and I guess because it's down there and it's
what do you do that for?
Bro, because to make myself look bigger.
How hairy is it, bro?
Listen, it's all about, like you said, you went
to
Chewbacca, for a girth,
bro?
Because you've never manscaped once in your life.
But you scratch your balls, bro, and you fucking shock people.
Hey, sometimes you want a presentable, a presentation, but I nicked myself, and then a couple weeks go by, it didn't heal, and then I think to myself, is that from the nick, or is that like something? I go to Planned Parenthood, bro, they hated my guts. They hated my guts.
Funny, I don't even know why they call it Planned Parenthood, because you're there because you had no plans, eh?
Totally. Well, that's the thing. It
should be unplanned parenthood.
Well. The woman there were my girlfriend at the time. She's like, no, you can go there. I'm like, isn't that just for women? She goes, no, a guy can go there. Go get a CD. So I go there. Of course, there's women at the window, and they're all giving me this face. The lady that takes me back to do the test. She has let me describe her. She's white, blue eyes, but she has dreads. Okay. Wearing like khaki army pants and like sneakers that I look like she's ready for a hike. She's
Sarah
pissed off.
Jane.
She hates me. She's looking at me like, what are you doing here, dude? You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave it at that. Let me ask you one thing. I know
bro. Let me tell you.
Go.
You don't understand when you go to get the STD test. I don't know if you really got one, but
I did.
You go there, man, and you put your pants down, and the guy actually like holds it,
Yeah.
and he pulls the skin back, and like.
They didn't do that to me, Felipe.
No, and then and I'm like, what are you doing this for, man? You're a dentist. No, but anyway, so
there you go. That explains it. Oh, yeah,
so,
I'm gonna put
why is Barry White playing? Why are you playing Juan Gabriel right now, eh?
I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. I know you don't like to talk about other comedians, but I'm gonna ask if you don't want to talk. Like, my favorite comedian like 10, 15 years ago was Sarah Silverman, right? Because
who?
Sarah Silverman.
She's nice, bro. The first time I met her was in 1998 or 1999 in New York.
You talk about Natasha Leggero having that character on stage. Sarah Silverman had this character, and she would say the worst things, but it was through the eyes of this like ignorant, cutesy girl with a blind spot. What do you think about her whole social justice warrior turn? Do you think that it's like, she used to be the most politically incorrect comedian in comedy, and now she's kind of turned into a little bit
People
of
turn 40, bro. You don't understand that.
And then that's the end of it?
For real, man. Like, look at me, man. I rescued a pet bull. I never thought I'd do that. I used to be afraid of dogs. Now I'm getting his teeth clean right now.
Oh, hey, look at you. Look at you, Daddy. How's Daddy life, by the way? Because you have some interesting things to say about fatherhood, about like when your kids were born, you went out and you did your career was number one, not really being around them was number one.
I talk about that in my act,
okay.
Like people say, like you tell your kids, like follow your dreams,
right.
Yeah. Are you going to help them follow those dreams?
Right.
Are you really? So when I talk about it on stage, I have a joke where I say, somebody asked my daughter, is that fat comedian your father? She said, yeah, F my life. And tagged me in that comment. That comment had 1,000 likes. I had to block that bitch. And I wrote down, don't hate your father because he followed his dreams. Follow my dreams. Follow your dreams. Don't let nobody stop you. You can do whatever the hell you want. I didn't let I didn't let 2 pregnancies stop me. I didn't let crack stop me. He goes, I'm doing an interview for LATV, you know? I'm doing things. I let nothing stop me.
But do you
I tell people, like, if you get somebody pregnant, it's not the end of the world. Like, oh, my daughter's pregnant. What am I going to do? You know what you're going to do, bitch? You're going to watch that fucking kid till she fucking finishes college, you dumbass. You stop worrying about what parents get so caught up about what people are going to think about this.
Right.
It's over. They're going to think what they're going to fucking think. And they're so scared, like, especially the mom is like 40. You're going to be a grandma, bitch. So what?
Right.
So
Wait,
what?
you're saying if the mom of the kid that got
the mom and the dad should release. If that's your daughter,
right, that got pregnant, the daughter got pregnant. Right.
You gotta start making arrangements, man. You gotta make it as comfortable as possible for her and the baby.
Right.
You gotta help her go back to school.
Right.
Go back to college. Don't try to make it as easy as possible because it's gonna be a life changing thing for this person, especially if they're young. But instead of now she got to live with her grandmother,
right,
who lives in a house full of cholos.
Right. But let me ask you this. Do you think that going off and following your dreams and succeeding at them too was a better example to your kids than necessarily being around them as much as you could have been earlier on?
I don't even know what you're saying.
Is it better for your kids to see their dad go off and follow his dreams and succeed than for him to have played with them every day at 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock?
Hey man, you gotta do it the way you can. Like if you're there's fathers there. My father was there all the time, bro. All the time. He didn't tell me one time follow your dreams. So it doesn't matter if your father could not be there and still be a good could help you in life.
Right.
Like your father's not there, you can say it, my father was never there. Yeah. I'm gonna do it for my father that was never there. That's your drive. That's your drive. Or your father was always there, but he never gave you a hug. He never gave me a hug. You'll find something that's gonna help you fight for what you want.
What do your kids think about this part of your act? These jokes that you say?
You know what, man? I don't even know. They're gonna check every for their birthday.
Oh my God!
I've taken
good.
I've taken my. They know what I do, man.
What's your? Okay, let's. What do you?
But look, man, people, you gotta help your kids. Like if my son got somebody pregnant when he was young,
yeah,
we would have moved. We would have did something. I would have helped him. People don't leave their family no more. In the 80s, people were leaving their families. Like
now,
it's hard to leave your family.
No, now they don't. Just don't.
It's
have
hard.
Families.
It's hard to leave your family. There's Yelp. Yeah. There's social media. As soon as your dad mention, you could hashtag your dad's name. Look for other photos. You'll find them.
Oh my God!
But when I was a little kid, if my dad wanted to leave us, thank God he didn't leave us.
Right.
Like it was easier because there was no social media. Think about how many kids were left with no parents because their parents were leaving. Because all they had to do was take the photo album.
What do you think about Trump?
People will take the photo album, bro. You know why? Because when the cops show up and they ask, "Hey, you have a photo of your father?" No, he took all the photo albums.
By the way, this guy's teaching me a valuable lesson for this podcast. Don't let them finish the joke because I think that you're done and then you always have to tag.
Next question, Trump.
Okay, next question. What do you think about Trump?
Hey man, they haven't got nothing on him yet.
He's the Teflon, like bro. They bring out this witness and he says a bunch of things, but nothing sticks.
It was a witch hunt
on Trump. Are you?
But see, man, it's like just say but that's the way politics works. That's the way you grab somebody. That's the way you throw someone in jail. Like, okay, we're gonna arrest Humberto for larceny,
right?
But he was never there for larceny. Oh, but we also found out he likes porn.
Yeah.
During the investigation, but now it's not about larceny.
Right.
Now it's about this porn you have.
Yeah.
But now it ain't about porn. It's about all that stuff you bought for porn with a fake credit card. Now we get you for wow. Right. So that's what they're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
So they can't get him on anything, but we'll get him on something. Because when they got President Clinton, they were supposed to get him on that Watergate he was doing, or the real estate scam he was doing with Hillary. Whitewater. Yeah. But they couldn't get him on that. So they found out later on that he lied about having relations with that woman with the quinceañera dress,
Yeah.
So
and Hillary Clinton.
That's the way it works, bro. We waste all this time. We could be giving this money away to education,
Right.
We're going to use it all in court causes.
It's crazy, and what it is you have it right. They just want to bring a bunch of things into light, but I mean, you're dealing with the one guy that has no shame, so he doesn't care what you bring.
Every president that's involved, we're going to make him look bad because we want him out of there in 4 years. I don't care if it's Mr. President Obama, Mr. President Trump,
whether Obama was the birther, the
George Bush.
Here's the thing about me, and I tell everybody because I'm a centrist. I'm like, I think every politician's
a
corrupt.
scientist,
a centrist. No, I'm a centrist. What I mean is, bro, bro is somebody that doesn't believe that you can be on one side all the time, because then you let that side do the thinking for you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, bro, when they would say Obama wasn't born in the United States, I say I don't give a. Do you really give a where he was born? You're gonna get him on a technicality.
I wouldn't want him to be born in Merced.
Because you're supposed to be born in the United States to be president. You know that, right? But I don't care.
But
you got him on a technicality. I don't care.
But if he was born in Lakewood, bro, I would have been like, come on, bro. That many smart people in Lakewood, bro.
By the way, Lakewood happens to be the one area where we have really a lot of listeners. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like the birth thing, right? You keep saying over and people start believing it. It's like George Costanza and Seinfeld. It's only a lie. It's not a lie if you believe it.
Speaking of things that people are getting twisted, have you heard of the Mandela effect?
What is that?
Get ready to get your mind blown.
What's Mandela, bro?
Listen to this.
I'm still trying to figure out what the Momo challenge is.
Listen. Oh, the Momo challenge. Have you seen it?
Bro, fuck that, bro. I tried the Momo Rodriguez challenge, bro. It's fucking weird. You gotta hang out with that guy with a horrible hat.
Momo Rodriguez, bro. You get lost behind him. He's the one guy that you get lost behind. I want Momo on the show.
He's funny, man.
But what do you think of that Momo? Oh, no, look, but before we get into the Mandela effect, we'll look up the Momo challenge.
My wife just told me about it this morning. I didn't know about it. Because I was posting up videos on Snapchat, just some like a clown saying bad shit.
Did she pop up?
No.
So this Momo effect, she pops up in the middle of kids, Peppa the Pig and some other kids' YouTube videos, and she starts telling the kids to hurt themselves or she's gonna kill them in their sleep. By the way, it's a hoax.
She started popping up during Pornhub. We're gonna have a problem.
All right, so yeah, that's funny. All right, so ready for the Mandela effect? I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. Look, you're so funny. So look, right now,
my mother effect over here, Momo effect.
Get ready for the Mandela effect. Here's the thing. You know about CERN? CERN is the Large Hadron Collider. They're colliding particles right now in Europe, and they're creating little black holes. They're supposedly tapping into parallel universes, and we're melding.
I don't know,
so
man.
we're in a different alternate universe. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions from your memory.
The Tinfoil Podcast?
Yes, this is no. This is
Tinfoil Hat Podcast with Sam Tripoli.
I want Sam Tripoli on this. Let me ask you a couple questions. Remember Snow White as a kid? Remember? Did she go mirror? Did the Wicked Witch go, or the Queen, whatever? Did she say mirror, mirror on the wall, or did she say magic mirror on the wall? Which one was it? Did she go mirror, mirror on the wall, or did she say magic mirror on the wall?
Magic mirror on the wall.
Really, dude? You are from the It's everybody says mirror, mirror. It's magic mirror, but you're the only person. By the way, bro, Felipe, you're either from this alternate universe that we're melding in, or you were just you're bullshit. So you really think it's magic? It is magic mirror.
Yeah,
you've never heard, but there's movies called Mirror Mirror. There's paraphernalia. Everything's mirror mirror. Everybody says mirror mirror. What you remember us saying magic mirror? Look.
Yeah.
Magic mirror on
the wall.
Okay, so let's see the next one. Do you remember Field of Dreams?
Yeah.
Did they say build it and he will come, or did they say build it and they will come?
He will come. His father. He was building it for his father.
You're the first one that is. You're from an alternate
They wanted to play catch with each other.
Okay, Felipe. Everybody remembers.
The reason I know because there used to be a comedian named Chris Fonseca. He has cerebral palsy. He goes, "Do you think that the guy who invented the vibrator heard a voice? Build it and he will come."
That would be build it and she will come, though.
Something like that.
Hey, but hold on. Let's get into this for a second. Everybody that I've asked, they remember it the other way. You're the first person that's remembered. So that means that you're actually from the timeline that we're in. We're from another timeline. Because what's happening is alternate timelines of reality are melding. I know. Just follow me on this one. So it is build it and he will come. I'm going to play it. Because our viewers are like, what the... So, okay, last one. Forrest Gump. Did he say life is like a box of chocolates, or did he say life was like a box of chocolates?
Life like a box of chocolates.
Life is or was?
What?
Did he say life is like a box of chocolates, or life was?
Is.
No, it's was. Check it out.
But depending on what part of the movie.
No.
My mom always said life
Was like a box of chocolates. All right, we're gonna do another one. Let's do
Life
another
was like a bowl of menudo. You never know what's in it.
You're funny. Oops.
Everything
Star
comes
Wars,
out
is
the
it-
same.
Did he say, Luke, I am your father? Or did he say, no, I am your father?
What?
Did Darth Vader say, Luke, I am your father? Or did he say, no, I am your father?
Luke.
No.
Wait.
He said no, look.
Listen.
told me it now. No. He told me you killed him.
No. I am your father.
Okay, so supposedly detail. Okay, let me show you the Ford logo. Do you recognize that little piece right there? Have you ever seen that little piece
A little piece.
of the Ford logo right here? Have you ever seen that before?
That's the F, right?
Well, not the F, the little squiggly thing right here.
Yeah.
You've seen that, bro? You're so from this. Okay, was it
That's the F. That's
was it the Berenstein Bears with an E or with an A?
the Bernstein Bear, the E.
No, look, it's with an A. The Bernstein Bears is with an A. I remembered it with an E. So everyone's remembering all these. So the Mandela effect is basically everyone's remembering all these details. It's named after Nelson Mandela because everyone remembered him dying in jail, and then all of a sudden he was alive in the 90s. So sometimes what they're saying is that people have collective memory and they remember the wrong thing, and that's what becomes famous. But other people are saying that these experiments that they're doing where they're doing colliding particles and creating these tiny little black holes is melding us to parallel universes where just a few things are different. Do you believe me?
No.
Are you a skeptic? Or are you like I'm a gullible believer. I believe anything until it's proven.
Nah, man. I look up every article, everything before I start reading it. Like if I go to an article and it says log, you gotta subscribe to the article and that we're reading. If I go to go to another page to go read it, I ain't gonna read it. If I want to read it, I just find out. I see the main words and I just Google it, man, and see if it's a real story.
What do you think of the flat earthers? Do you know Eddie Bravo? He's friends with Sam Tripoli and the tinfoil hat people. They believe in flat Earth. What do you think about people that believe that the Earth is flat?
Prove it.
You don't believe it, do you?
No.
That's crazy, right?
Come on, man. I have a globe.
Bro, they get pissed off at the globe. Those people get pissed off at the globe.
If it was flat, we wouldn't have to go up in the sky to fly. We just go straight.
That's true. You got to go from one place to another, dog. A lot of people are saying that comedy's dead. That whole conversation we were having before about the PC thing. Is comedy dead or is it just transforming and transitioning? Well,
I don't know, man. It's dead for people who are not funny.
That's true.
People are dead who don't know how to do comedy.
What about people in the audience?
Well, I don't know, man. You have to build an audience.
You've never had people complain. You've never had some complainer afterwards say that you said something that pissed her off. And
yeah, in Chicago, we got an email from this stupid ass chick. Nah, she's a college student. She tried. They go to this real expensive college that is. You know where Northwestern University is?
yeah.
Well, inside Northwestern University is another college that's private.
Okay.
Inside of it, I think it's called Crest or Colgate.
Creighton.
No, and
Colgate, yeah.
and Crest, whatever. It's a very very good school, and these kids they're part of some class that's called fuck, man. I wish I knew the words. What is the thing about with Latinos, blacks?
Latino studies.
No. Put
Grievance
together.
studies.
Ethnicity, but when you put them together.
Ethnic studies or.
When you put them together, like.
Multicultural studies.
No.
Diversity studies.
There you go, diversity. Okay, so this girl's class is called. Forgot the first word now. Sensitivity and diversity.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So. If
you're taking that class, you don't belong at a comedy show.
Yeah, you don't believe in a comedy show, man. Your parents will find out immediately how much, what you think. You don't need that class.
No.
You need to just watch my show and so some of the students tweeted about the show that I was offensive, to women, and I promote domestic violence and some other stuff. But they didn't know my life. They didn't watch the whole show. they got triggered by some words, you know, and they were gonna discuss my comedy in the entire act the next day, 2 days later in class.
Oh man.
So let me tell you, kids, I didn't graduate high school, but I'm part of some college curriculum now, bitches. So they wanted me to write a piece to back myself up. That girl wanted me to write something.
She asked you that. What, after your set? She said, "Hey, look, we're gonna have a debate."
Yeah,
about
but I got your back. But I want you to like tell me, you know, I want to come back with stuff about you. And I said, listen, man, you're gonna fight for me. The show's done. I already cashed the check. I'm already at home. You know, you guys go ahead and keep studying, eh?
Wow.
I have another show to do. But yeah, so I just told her, you know, I've been doing comedy for 20-something years, you know. When you were born, I was an open micer, you know. You know, I've been struggling, and if this class is really about sensitivity and what's the other word, diversity, you would have noticed that my whole audience was all Latino and East Indian and some white people. And if you really want to dig into it, why is that? Because I'm not on Comedy Central. There's no diversity in Comedy Central. You know, I'm not a lot of certain shows because there's no diversity in those shows. I have to build my own audience. You know, I made my own audience. The diversity you see in my show is because this is what I built. You know, these people are my fans because they grabbed onto me over the years. This is something I built. And that's what I emailed her.
What was her response?
No, that was, I don't know. That was her, because I told her you could tell that to your people when you go over there and talk.
Do people get caught off guard whenever you say something like serious and heartfelt like that?
Oh yeah, like if I were to mention abortion just for the of it, it'll without even ever doing a bit about it or mentioning it again, it'll show up. Somebody will get triggered right away and just say you mentioned it, or if I do it, like I did a show for the National Council of Raza, but they're called something else now.
Right.
I don't know what are they called now, but I did a show for them. Or LULAC. Maybe LULAC, but they're called something else too.
Well, that's because I think la is gendered, so they have to say, you know, something ungendered like Latinx.
Well,
what do you think about Latinx?
I don't
Did you ever say that?
I don't even know what that is. I thought it was a porno.
Latinx. I thought it was a Marvel superhero. Latinx, like, you know that we used to say. Remember when we used to say just Latin?
We're not going to change
Latin
Spanish
music?
language.
But we had a word that was gender neutral, and it was Latin. The Latin billboard, Latin food, a Latin male is wanted in Lakewood. You know, and then we wanted in the 90s to be more Spanish, so we started saying no, Latino, Latina. Well, now we're in a little, you know, we're in the gender thing. So then they wanted to fix that, so they add the X. No, Latinx. Why don't you just go back to Latin or Hispanic? But you don't want to say Hispanic because it's the whole colonial thing.
It's funny how you could only do that in this country, because you're not going to change the Spanish language. That's la silla is always going to be la silla. Yeah. El sillón is going to be el sillón. La verga is going to be la verga. You know what I mean? They're going to be lo verga. We already know it's the penis. You can't change Latin language. It came from Latin, right? You're not going to change 300 years of speaking. You know, you could change here in America, you know, to make your class feel happy. Yeah. You get a couple of likes.
Make your sensitivity diversity class happy.
You get to sell a couple of Chavo del Ocho paintings, you know, at the next Latinx function you have. You know, you get to sell
Latinx.
You get to do your whack ass blog, you know, about, you know, how diverse, not diverse it is. You know, all these guys, all these people, they're like part of this cult, bro. They support each other. They buy their paintings.
But then they turn on each other.
No,
then they turn on each other.
They think they're Latinx just because you put a piece of sarape on your hoodie. Your hoodie has a piece of sarape, and now you're better than me.
Oye, just to get
go eat a tamal, bro. Or go eat an organic tamal, por favor.
In the flow, I'm going to try to speak in Spanish a little bit for this last part. Tú fuiste en el podcast de Joe Rogan. ¿Cómo te fue? Después de eso, tú subiste en número. Like, mucha gente te vio en Joe Rogan que no te han visto antes. What do you think of my Spanish?
Bien, está bien.
Okay. ¿Qué pasó con Joe Rogan?
Cuando estaba con el podcast de Joe Rogan, me sentí muy orgulloso de estar en el show ayer, porque estos shows mucha gente lo oye, como millones de gente.
The opposite of this one, by the way.
Y cuando el show duró como 4 horas.
Sí.
4 horas hablando él. Cuando, no sé si tú has ido a Magic Mountain y te subes a un roller coaster, ¿cómo se dice en español? Roller coaster.
El roller coaster. How is it? Montaña rusa.
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
Te subes en un roller coaster y te subes a todos esos roller coasters. Y cuando vas a tu casa te acuestas, cierras los ojos y todavía parece que estás en el roller coaster. Así se sintió cuando llegué a la casa. Todavía podía oír Joe Rogan hablando.
Wow. No, that was an awesome podcast, bro. You're killing it. Oye, going out though, people can go on your Twitter, right? At Felipe Esparza. You got your podcast, What's Up, Fool?
What's Up, Fool?
What's
podcast.
Up? And what else you got going on that you want to tell people to be looking out for in the next
I'm
few
working
months?
I'm developing a new show, a sitcom with I don't want to forget their names. Hold on.
You forget everybody's. I'm surprised you remember the name of LA TV.
I forget their names and we didn't get money.
So you're developing a sitcom around you, starring you?
Yeah. No, I'm doing a sitcom where I'm based on me and my wife life.
Is it in development with anybody, or you're pitching it to people?
Yeah, because I have I'm raising a white kid, you know.
Oh, that's funny. Adopted kid?
Yeah.
Oh, but what, her, because you're with a white girl.
Yeah, he's like 14 years old, so I've been raising my own co-signer. His last name is going to give me a truck, no money down. My
That's
last
awesome.
name, for real, is going to get him financial aid and free lunch.
Oye, that's funny.
It's a win-win for the both of us. No child left behind.
Oye, it's multicultural and diverse. That's a
It's
good
good
sitcom.
to have a white kid, a white son, you know, a white stepson. If he does real good in life, I could like show up to graduation with a cowboy hat, you know, and good. My hijo, bueno.
Oye, last
My
thing.
son becomes a serial killer, a school shooter, and then people start asking me, "Hey, he's not my son." You know how white people are. I was scared for my life.
Oye, last thing going out. When I met you, we actually met on the set of a movie that was released like 4 years after it was made, Taco Shop. Okay.
Taco shop, yeah, man.
Well, met you in the back. We hung out. We smoked about
Free acting class.
3 blunts. You were a lot harder to understand back then, my friend. You were a lot clearer. A lot of people like I can actually understand you.
I showed up sober.
What you did? You did. I even asked you if you wanted to smoke before, and you were like, no, let's do it after. But that day at the taco shop set, man, we were just waiting around.
I was in
smoking,
pain,
man.
bro. I was like, that week was the week I decided to be vegan. Wow. My stomach was hurting, man. I had hemorrhoids. First time ever. I didn't know what a hemorrhoid was, bro. Then I went to the doctor. What do you describe your pain? What do you want to know? You want me to tell you in a funny way or how it really feels? Tell me in a funny way. Well, it feels like at nighttime, I'm getting gang banged by ghosts.
Hey, on that note, thank you for being here, my friend. Check it out, Felipe Esparza, What's Up Fool podcast. Go to his Twitter account, Felipe Esparza. Find out when he's coming to your town. And everybody in Miami, my hometown, be nice to this guy. But
What's
how you
up,
will,
fool?
bro.
This is how you throw a curve right here. Knuckleball. Knuckle curve. Screwball.
You were a pitcher?
Yeah.
You were Babe Ruth on your team. They called you Babe Ruth for a little bit, didn't they?
How do they call me Venezuela's son? Like to get mad.
Because you were taller than Fernando Venezuela.
No, we're about the same height. He's 6 foot tall.
Really?
Yeah.
But he looks short. He's like squat. You look tall.
Look, you know what? He's just like me. He has short legs and a big ass torso. We had a paleta body. Like our body looks like just 2 sticks holding up a big piece of carne.
Felipe Esparza. Check it out.
Check it out.
D, can you take a picture with your iPhone? I want to get like this angle here.
Get my Rey Mysterio shirt. Was it good?
It was